Well, hello again. We're doing, some of you all wanted another car video. Well, it's not going to be much of a car video, but it'll be something. I'm going to take the old power washer, and it's time to wash the left rear mud wasps nests out of there. I took them all out with a screwdriver, poked them all out, and there was a ton of it. Swept them out of the way. For those of you who have never used a power washer, let me give you a couple of quick safety tips. After you hook up make sure you use a good electrical cord. Don't buy some cheapo thing. This one here is sort of in between on the price, the orange one. Keep your connection right here. I don't unwind mine all the way off the spool, the electrical cord. I like to just use the extension itself, and keep it up high, away from the ground. You don't want to have any water accumulating around this thing and getting into that plug. Okay. Try to keep your power washer quite a ways away from where you're actually doing the washing, whether it be the deck or whatever. And again, you don't want a bunch of water floating around your machine when you're sitting there applying 120 volts to it. Okay. And make sure this one here has a little bit of leakage because the gaskets aren't that great, but it's not that bad. You can see just a trickle down there. I don't know if you can make that out or not, just a small trickle coming out, but that's no big deal. Now, of course, if it's blowing water everywhere, then you're going to have to make sure the gaskets are changed and are good. This one comes with a couple of different guns. I don't recommend one over the other, really. This is a 1700 PSI Black & Decker. I think the wife bought this one, if I'm not mistaken, several years ago to power wash our deck. Anyway, there's on the handle, make sure you have a good connection on the handle. Make sure it's always good to wear rubber boots, And this handle has an adjustment that clicks right, clicks left for applying soap, and then when you click it the other way, it shuts off the soap and just puts the water, that sort of thing. Your soap, your deck wash, whatever you want, goes in this particular unit, goes in this little cup right here. You just pour it down in there, and when it's empty, you pour some more in there. That's all. The soap will come out. One more thing, probably the biggest priority, other than keeping the electric cord out of the water, wear goggles. Wear goggles when you use this stuff. I'll tell you, it blasts dirt and crap and crud everywhere, and you only have two eyeballs, people. You don't need to lose one or both. Okay. Well, that's it. All done. Both the tire and the wheel well. I'll just let her sit for about an hour now and dry out while I go inside and maybe have a cup of coffee, catch up on the news on the internet, see what else I can get into, look at a couple of videos. Well, that's it. 2 down, 2 to go. One thing I realized by taking this tire on and off is I have to get a different jack. This car required a bumper jack. For those of you who don't know what a bumper jack is, it was a jack that it was in the trunk, and it was a jack that hooked on the bottom of the bumper and it jacked the car up. And of course, the jack is long gone. I don't know where it's at. And I really don't want to jack this car up by the bumper, But, I may wind up having to do it. But it's specifically designed to be used with this bumper. It's got the curves and the hook on the bottom and everything. I'd rather come up with something that I can use a larger floor jack like this and carry it around inside the trunk. I'll work on that at a later date. I'll tell you what, before I go on to the next tire, I've decided to go ahead and find out if we have any old funky gas in the gas tank here. Now, if I do, it means I got to get rid of it, which isn't too bad. If I don't, it could mean an exceptionally rusty gas tank, because you'll remember they had that old paper stuff down in there. So this could be, I don't know what, the lesser of two evils. Who knows? Anyway, this car is much too heavy, believe it or not, for us to push all the way across the yard and up into the garage. It just weighs over 2 tons. So, and I don't want to push it, and I don't want to call a tow truck to do it. So I'm going to have to drive it over there, which means after I power wash the engine, we'll put a few, I'm going to have a coil wire, a couple of spark plug wires, maybe a whole set, and check the spark plugs and a bunch of other stuff. I'm going to work on that next. But first we need to check, see if we got any gas in here. And I have an old cable here that came with this power washer, a second cable. And I'm going to go ahead and just stick that baby down in there and pull it out and see if there's any gas on the end. I'll let you see what we find. Well, it was a good idea, but I couldn't pull it off. This is too big. It won't fit down the gas tank filler tube. So what I'm going to do is I went out to the shop and I found a wire, which I will no longer be using, to supply 6.3 volts to our jukebox filaments on our tubes. We don't need it for that anymore, do we? So this will fit all the way down. I taped the end up, and we'll go ahead and stick it on down here. I can smell gas already, so there's going to have to show some on the end of the wire, but how much I don't know. Let me get it down in here and pull it back out. Well, here goes. Nothing so far. Some dirt on the inside of that filler tube. Look at that. Ooh, that is not good at all. Look at that. Ooh, that's not good. Ooh, that's even worse. Look at that mud. I knew that. Oh, we got plenty of gas here. Let me smell it. Well, it doesn't smell bad. It just smells like regular gas. Oh, man. That dirt's not good. Not good at all. Well, I guess we're going to have to do some additional work before we can get this thing out of the carport. I'm sure that'll make Wifey happy. You know, Wifey has a pretty good attitude about this sort of thing, though. You know, her attitude is, I don't care how you get it done, get it done. Yes, ma'am, I'll take care of it. Well, here's a bird's eye view of the other side. Another nice little set of mud wasp nests, and up there, and a big sucker right here. And down in there on the, look at the rear end down there, or what they call the pumpkin. Look at all those nests down there. I'm going to try to blast some of those out from here. Well, 3 are clean. 1 to go. Well, that's it for this video. All 4 wheels have now been cleaned out. Oh man, am I glad of that. Tomorrow morning I'm going to do some cooking. I'm going to be cooking something I've never cooked before, so how it's going to turn out, I don't know. But I plan to do a video of it. There's some of you who like to see cooking videos. Okay, fine. I'll give it my best shot, okay? So expect another video tomorrow night. Tomorrow afternoon I hope to clean the engine. I've been trying to get to this engine and I just can't seem to get to it. It was too cold, too rainy, too whatever, everything getting in the way. Well, hopefully tomorrow there'll be nothing getting in the way. So expect tomorrow night a video of something new that I'll be cooking. So until next time, this is John.